Good evening, students. Very good evening to all. Any volunteer, please confirm about the voice and the video. Very good evening, Netaji, Kirti. Very good evening. Chaliye. Thank you very much for clarifying that. On that note, let's begin with this class. So, first of all, I welcome each one of you to my class on the conclusion of Indian Contract Act 1872. So let's start with my brief introduction first. My name is Sandeep Khatri, and these are my areas of specialization. As you can see on the screen, the constitutional law, criminal law, commercial law, family law, jurisprudence, and law of torts. Students, I have shared the link of my profile on Unacademy, so make sure you follow that to get all the updates about my special classes and my plus courses. I've also shared the link of my Telegram channel where you can connect with me and ask your questions in relation to judicial preparation. At last, I have mentioned my code, that is Khatri10, which you can use to get free access of all the special classes available on Unacademy app, and also to get 10% discount on all the plus courses. So this was about me. I request everyone, please be attentive, and this is going to be interactive session. So in this class, what I am going to do is I am going to give you a conclusion of what all about Indian Contract Act is. And we are going to do that with the help of this golden formula, which you can see on the screen. But before starting the class, if you have any doubts in relation to Indian Contract Act or anything which is related to Indian Contract Act, which is creating problems for you, now this is your time to ask your questions in the comments. Very good evening, Aprajita. All good, Aprajita. How are you? Yes, any questions before starting the class if you have? Okay, if it's all clear, then I'll start with the session. So students, in this session, first we are going to talk about, what is a contract? How do you reach to that stage when you actually say, okay, now we are having a valid contract between the parties? So the whole story starts with the concept of proposal. Now, what is proposal? See, first there are two key terms here. One is offer, the second one is proposal. Now, Section 2A of the Indian Contract Act defined the term proposal. Now, what is the difference between these two terms, proposal and offer? So, offer is something which used in English law. When it comes to Indian law, we use the term proposal. That is the only difference between these two terms. Now, what is proposal? So, let's take a very basic example of this one. If one party gives offer to another one, okay, to buy something or to sell something, then one party is making a proposal to the another. Now that proposal must be a request and not the order. If you are requesting something, it means the another party has choice whether to accept or reject that. But when you are giving order, then it means then the other party left with no other option but to accept your proposal. So the nature of the proposal is it must be a request. It cannot be an order. And even the other party, whether the other party wants to accept that or wants to reject that, that is the complete discretion of the other party. So when it comes to the proposal, I told you Section 2A defines the term proposal. Now coming to who is going to decide. So the promisor is going to decide that who is going to be the promisee, to whom he wants to give the proposal. So it is the parties only which going to decide whether they want to make the proposal or not, whether they want to make the acceptance or not. And once there is an acceptance, now the term acceptance has been defined in Section 2B. So Section 2B, if all the essentials are completed, then it's a valid acceptance. And only if there is a valid proposal, only if there is a valid acceptance, then only it may conclude to a valid promise. And the importance of this first formula is if there is no valid proposal, there cannot be acceptance. If there is no valid acceptance, there cannot be any promise. And if there is no promise, there is no chance of agreement, and henceforth, no, there can't be a valid contract. So this is your first transaction, proposal plus acceptance equals to promise. Now I have some question for you. Let's see if you can answer that. So suppose there is a party, Mr. A. Just a second. Now suppose there is a party, Mr. A, and this party gives a proposal to Mr. B, and this proposal is in the form of a letter. Now, if this proposal is in the form of a letter, Mr. A do write a line, and the line says that if you are not replying back within 3 days, I will consider acceptance from your end. I'm repeating myself. This is the question. The question is A is giving a proposal to B through letter. And in that letter, one of the clause says, if you are not replying back within 3 days, so he is giving the time limit here. If you are not replying back within 3 days, then I'm going to consider this as an acceptance from your end. Now my question to all of you, question number 1, whether this is a valid proposal or not. Whether this is a valid proposal or not. Yes, please. Very good evening, Amit. Answer in the comments. And please do write the reasons as well. If you are saying yes, it's a valid proposal, do write down the reasons. If you are saying no, it's not a valid proposal, please do write the reasons. Waiting for your answer in the comments. And if you don't know the answer, do at least write I don't know, so that I can explain you with in detail. I hope the question is clear to everyone. Okay, beyond, I'm going to repeat the question for yourself. Okay. Now I'm repeating myself for the final time. A has given a proposal in a form of a letter through the medium of the letter. And in that letter, there is one clause that has been written, which says that if you are not replying back within 3 days, okay, then I am going to consider this as an acceptance from your end. Now my question is whether this is a valid proposal under section 2A of Indian Contract Act 1872, yes or no. So that's my question. I have got the first answer from Aprajita. Yes, sir, it's a valid proposal. Aprajita, you have not mentioned the reasons. Harshita, yes, fulfilling the conditions of section 2A. Okay. Beyond, okay, I have already answered you. Kirti, yes, valid proposal. Communication is made to obtain the SN from B. Okay. Now answering this question, the answer to this question is yes, it's a valid proposal. Yes, it's a valid proposal. Reason, very simple. All the essentials of section 2A has been fulfilled. Now my counter question to each one of you. What if Mr. B has not answered anything. What if Mr. B has not replied back to A within 3 days? Now, my counter question to you is whether this will form into a promise or a valid contract or not. So, question number 2 here now. Question number 2. If B is not replying back, so will that amounts to a valid acceptance? So will it amounts to a valid contract in case of silence from the end of B? Answer. Okay, first one to answer, Amit, no, it's not. Second, Aprajita is saying it is implied acceptance. So it will be considered promise. What about others? Yes, what about others? Kirti, Harshada, Netaji, what about you? Implied acceptance. No, that is not implied acceptance. Students. Okay, now let me answer. Let me answer. ठीक है? In this case, okay, if B has not replied back, okay, that will be treated as no acceptance. And if that there is no acceptance, that cannot lead to a valid promise. And if no promise, no agreement, and if no agreement, no contract. So the answer is going to be no contract. Now the question is, why not contract? Why not contract? The reasons are very simple, students. Implied acceptance is something else. Okay, you are basically getting confused between two concepts. The concept which I've applied here is that proposal can always be in the form of request and not in the form of order. I'm repeating myself. The reason for my answer is why it cannot be a valid contract, because proposal can always be in the form of request and not in the form of order. When you read this is basically an order that if you are not going to reply within 3 days, I'm going to treat that as a valid acceptance. So it's an order. You cannot order. It is the choice of B. So when you got the proposal, it is your choice whether you want to reply or not. And if you are not replying, that will not be treated as implied acceptance. Now let's understand the concept of what is implied acceptance. Implied acceptance is which is showing through your conduct. So let's take an example. If you want to travel from place A to place B, okay, then you go and sit in a bus and the conductor came and you gave him the cash for the ticket and he gave you the ticket. So that's your conduct. You are showing that you really want to go to the place B. That's the implied acceptance. You have not said anything. You have not said anything, but that's the case of implied acceptance. Just because you are not replying back to this letter, that doesn't mean you have given acceptance to the proposal. I hope it's clear. If not, do write your questions in the comments. If yes, quickly give me a thumbs up. I'll move forward. It's okay, Harshita. If it's done, quickly give me a thumbs up. I'll move to the next one. Done? Okay. Now coming to the second concept. If you are clear with the concept of proposal, now it comes to the acceptance. Can there be a situation, students, where you are giving acceptance to a proposal and you are not aware with that? I'm repeating myself. Please listen the question carefully. Can there be a situation where one person is giving the acceptance but he is not aware with the proposal? Can there be a situation? Yes or no? Answer in the comments. Starting from Aprajita, everyone is writing no. Harshita, first one to say yes. Harshita, can you please give me an example or the reasons for your answer why you have said yes? Harshita, see, first you need to understand that if you are giving acceptance, okay, you must know the proposal. That's the basic common sense, right? So let's take an example. If you are giving me a proposal, so whether you are going to teach us the contract act or not, and if I am saying yes, I must know about the proposal, or if I am saying no, I must know about the proposal, right? When it comes to implied one, see, first you need to understand, okay, let me explain section 9 to each one of you. When you read section 9, you can divide it into two parts. One is express and the second one is implied. Now what is express? Express means you have either written or oral. ठीक है जी? Implied, which means your conduct. Now in both the cases, see, proposal can be implied as well, proposal can be express as well. Proposal, if my now coming to my question was when it comes to acceptance, can there be a case that the person who is giving acceptance, he is not aware with the proposal? The answer must be no. Now why the answer is no? Because if the person is giving the acceptance, he must know the proposal. Now how one can know about the proposal? One can know about the proposal, it may be in the written form, or it may be oral, or it may be through conduct. But the person must know about the proposal. And if a person has no idea about the proposal, he cannot give the acceptance. I hope everyone is clear with this. If yes, please confirm. I'll move to the next question. Clear, Harshita? ओके, इम्प्लाइड वे में एक्सेप्टेंस होती है, बट उसके लिए इम्प्लाइड वे में या रिटर्न में या ओरल में आपको प्रपोजल के बारे में भी पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है, चलिए मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What comes first? Invitation to offer or proposal? Which is the first stage? First, invitation to offer or proposal? Which one comes first? Yes, please answer in the comments. Invitation to offer comes first or proposal? Amit, first one to answer, followed by everyone. Kirti, Aprajita and Harshita. Everyone is answering, sir, invitation to offer. Okay. So if Mr. A is giving invitation to offer and Mr. B is giving the proposal, now who will give acceptance? Who will give acceptance in this case? Who will give acceptance in the case? Aprajita, first one to answer. Mr. A. Kirti, Mr. A. Amit, Mr. A. And that's the correct answer, students. If invitation to offer is given by A, B has given the proposal. Now Mr. A is going to give the acceptance. Now, the next question here only is, what is the major difference between general offer and invitation to offer? How will you get to know whether this is your general offer and this is your invitation to offer? What is the major difference between these two concepts? There may be many, but I am asking about the most important one. Which is the most important difference between these two concepts, general offer and invitation to offer. Okay, Harshita, merely inviting a person to make an offer. Open to all is general offer. And general offer is actual offer. General open to all, invitation offer may be specific. Okay, let me give you a practical example. Let me give you a practical question. Okay, let's see this. Now you tell me, I hope all of you can see that there is a Sarthi 4.0 comprehensive batch for judiciary is about to start from 28th of November for 12 months. Now my question is, what is this? This is a general offer or invitation to offer? You tell me. Unacademy is introducing Sarthi 4.0 comprehensive batch for judiciary. This is invitation to offer or general offer. Okay, first one to answer, Harshita. It's ITO. Amit, ITO. Kirti, general offer. Okay, except Kirti, everyone is answering. So we will consider this as a ITO, right? So first, my counter question to Kirti. Kirti, why this is a general offer? Okay, Amrita also saying it's a general offer. So there are two students who are saying it's a general offer. Please state your reasons. Amrita and Kirti, please state your reasons. Why? Why general offer? Why you have said that? There must be some reasoning behind that. And the others who has said invitation to offer, please state your reasons as well. Okay, Harshita has already stated her reason. You are merely supplying an information here. Okay, Harshita. Okay, what about others? It is open to all aspirants of judiciary. Okay. Amrita, your reasoning? Chaliye, now let me conclude this. It is open for all. Okay. Now listen carefully, students. When it comes to advertisement, I hope first of all everyone do understand here what is an advertisement, right? You know, when you are driving, you see hoardings. Okay, that's an advertisement. The example of Sarthi 4.0 batch which I have just shown to you, that is also again an advertisement. That's an advertisement, right? So advertisement can be of two types. One advertisement that is giving you the information, and the another kind of advertisement is which is telling you to do something. So this is what we see. Both the advertisement are for everyone. I'm repeating myself. Both the advertisement which is giving you the information, that is for everyone. For example, the Unacademy is introducing Sarthi 4.0. That information is for everyone. Whosoever wants to enroll themselves into that course, whosoever is preparing for judicial examination, right? Simple enough. So do not get confused that ITO is for all the person and this is for some specific person. No, that's not the difference. The difference is if it is giving information only, nothing more than that. Now if you go through with this, you will find only information. What kind of information? Unacademy is introducing Sarthi 4.0 comprehensive batch for judiciary starting from 28th November for 12 months. That's it. It is just giving you the information, nothing more than that. So we will consider that. We will consider this as an invitation to offer. But now let's take another example. If there is a box and there is 10 million cash in this box. Now whosoever will break this box will get 10 million rupees. Now in that scenario, what you will treat this advertisement as what? You will treat that advertisement as an general offer. Why general offer? Because this advertisement is telling you to do something. And if you have done that, you are going to accept that proposal. I hope now the difference is clear between what is invitation to offer and what is a general offer. I was about to say that, Amit, but that's gone. Yes, scholarship test was general offer. If you have scored that much of marks, we matlab like you have you have won the scholarship. Clear? Chaliye. Now moving to the next question. So when we say proposal plus acceptance, if there is a valid proposal, which means if there is a valid section 2A, then there is section 2B that will lead to promise, which is defined under section 2B only. Now my question is, what is the role of consideration here? Which means if there is no consideration, my question is, listen the question carefully. If there is no consideration, can we still reach to a valid agreement? Answer yes or no. If there is no consideration, can we reach to agreement? Harshita, first one to answer no. Kirti, no. What about others? Aprajita, no. This was an easy question by the way. इसके बाद वाला difficult है. हाँ जी. If there is no consideration, can there be a valid contract? सोचो. Think. Golden rule. Okay, let's back to the golden rule then. So my question was, if there is no consideration, can we still have the contract? And the answer is no. Okay. Now my next question. Are there any exceptions? Are there any exceptions? Which one is the exception, Harshita? Section 25. Now comes the most difficult question. Now I am concluding myself. Now, if you can answer this, I'm going to be super impressed. My first question was, can there be a valid contract without consideration? And your answer is no. So consideration is must, right? Now, after that, I asked, are there any exceptions? You said section 25, completely fine. Now coming to the final question. When it comes to the exceptions, are there any other exception other than section 25? Are there any other exceptions other than section 25? Yes, please think about this. Amit, my question is, without consideration, there can be a contract, valid contract under section 25. Are there any other exceptions other than this? So, general rule, we need consideration. Exception, section 25. Consideration under section 2D. बेलमेंट एजेंसी, इतना जानने की जरूरत थोड़ी ना थी. बट चलो, अच्छे अच्छे आंसर्स आर गुड. कीर्ति एंड अमित, correct answer, agency. There is no need of consideration. It's still a valid contract. Bailment. Now, answer this one. Charitable promises. So there is Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A has promised to donate, okay, 10 lakh rupees. Mr. A has promised to donate 10 lakh rupees for orphan children. Okay. Now in that scenario, A is getting what? There is no consideration for A. Now my question is whether A is bound to pay or not. Whether Mr. A is bound to pay this 10 lakh rupees or not. Answer in the comments. Kirtika, maybe cannot be the answer. Either it's liable or not liable. Aprajita, give reasons. Why? How? How Mr. A is liable? I need reasons for your answer. If you are saying that Mr. A is liable, what is your reasoning behind that? And if Mr. A is not liable, then in that case, why not? Because he's the one who has made that promise voluntarily. He made the promise that I am going to donate 10 lakh rupees for orphan children. Now, if he is backing out, and he's in his defense, he is saying that there is no consideration, so I can easily back out. Okay, I have got the answer, correct answer from Harshita. Sir, यहाँ अगर NGO कुछ movement करता है, then A will be bound, otherwise no. Harshita, doctrine of estoppel. Okay. So when it comes to doctrine of estoppel, yes. So the answer depends upon the condition. If Mr. B has done something after that promise, now Mr. A is going to be liable. Why? Why he needs to do something? Because when it comes to the doctrine of estoppel, the first one is representation. So Mr. A has made the representation that I am going to donate 10 lakh rupees. Second, Mr. B has believed on that. Third, he has changed his position. Changed his position in a sense that he has done something. That he has arranged the orphan children on a particular place. That okay, now we are going to get some funds and we can easily manage things up. Now the last point of doctrine of estoppel here, after all this, Mr. A cannot back out. Now Mr. A cannot back out. He has no option left because of doctrine of estoppel. Mind it, there is no contract between the parties, but still Mr. A is going to be liable because of doctrine of estoppel. Now, my final question in relation to this concept, that is whether doctrine of estoppel is applicable on minor. Yes or no? Can you apply doctrine of estoppel on minor? Yes or no? Amit, first one to answer, no. Aprajita, no. What about others? He is disqualified. Aprajita, if you are writing minor is disqualified, I hope you are talking about section number 11. So section number 11 is one of the essentials for the contract. We are not talking about contract here. We are talking about estoppel. So coming to the reasoning, if you are saying no, doctrine of estoppel will not be applicable on minor, what is your reasoning? Where this has been written? Minor is not competent to contract as per 11. Again, okay, Jyotip has also answered no, but I have not received the correct reasoning till now. Amit is saying minor is not competent to contract as per section 11. But we are not talking about contract. We are talking about doctrine of estoppel. There is no relationship between the two. So how you can say that section 11 will be applicable to doctrine of estoppel? Kirti, from minors property reimbursement. No, Kirti, you are talking about section number 68, quasi contracts. Right now we are dealing doctrine of estoppel. Now let me give you the correct reasoning. See, the correct reasoning here is, First, I'm repeating the question, and now after that, I'm telling you the answer. The question was whether doctrine of estoppel can be applied against minor. Now, the answer is no. Everyone has answered no, which is completely correct. Now, coming to the reasoning, why not? Why not? The answer is very simple. The reason is that minor is one who, because of his age, is not mature enough to know the consequences of his conduct. So, in basically, when it comes to civil law or when it comes to even in the cases of criminal law, we do not make minor liable. Okay. And why we are not making him liable? Because he is not mature enough to take decisions. And if we are not making him liable under a contract, then how we can make him liable under doctrine of estoppel? The thing which you cannot do directly, cannot even do indirectly as well. And this is the reason why we have not made minor liable under doctrine of estoppel. Okay. So you can say minor is the favored child of the law. It's a very good statement, by the way. Minor is a favored child of the law. Okay. Sir, even promises to do something cannot be done by minor because he is not attaining maturity. Yes, correct, Aprajita. Yes, Amit, correct answer. Done? So I hope everyone is clear with this. If yes, quickly give me a thumbs up. I'll move to the next one. Chaliye. Okay, perfect. Now coming to the next. If we go with by this golden formula, then can you tell me what is this enforceability by law, which is basically section 10 we are talking about here. So if there is an agreement, can you go into the court of law and enforce that if there is an agreement? Can you move to the court if someone breached the agreement? I'm not talking about the contract. Listen the question carefully. I'm talking about the agreement. If there is an agreement between A and B, and A is the one who has breached the agreement. Now, can B move to the court and file a suit and claim damages? Yes or no? Answer in the comments. Yes, please. First answer from Amit. No, you can't. Aprajita, no. What about others? Everyone, please do participate. Even if you don't know the answer, do write it. I'll not mind. You are here in this class to learn something. And I do understand that. But please do participate. Okay, everyone is saying no, 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 no. Everyone is saying no. And the answer is correct. Now coming to the reasoning. Why not, sir? Why not? Because see, read these words. Enforce. Enforce. Able. Matlab ability to enforce by law. By law matlab court. Which means you can go into the court of law only when all the essentials of section 10 has been fulfilled. Whether that relates to the capacity of the parties, whether it talks about the free consent, lawful object, lawful consideration, or it must not be considered void agreement in this act. And if only all these conditions fulfilled, then only you can say yes, it's enforceable by law. Which means if either party has committed coercion or fraud or misrepresentation or undue influence or mistake of law or mistake of fact, in some cases if it is done by both the parties, then it will not be enforceable by law. But if all the conditions has been fulfilled, then it is going to be a valid contract. And once there is a valid contract, after that, if any of the party is breaching that, the next party, the aggrieved party, may move to the court of law for to claim damages. So this was your golden formula, which is all about what is a contract. From section 1 till section number 30, it is all about the formation of the contract, how a contract has been formed. After 31 to 36, it deals with contingent contract. 37 till your 67, that deals with performance of the contract. 68 to 72, that deals with the quasi contract. And finally, 73 to 75 deals with the consequences of breach of contract. So this is all about your contract. Now, anything which you are not clear with? Yes, please. Yes, Aprajita, we can move to the court only when it is enforceable by law. Okay, my next question to all of you is, if once we have reached to a valid contract, can we go back to the agreement? Can we go back to the agreement? Okay, Aprajita. Now my next question is, just a second. So suppose there is a valid contract. Now after valid contract, can we reach to void agreement? Answer. Once you have reached to a valid contract, can it lead to a void agreement? Can it lead to a void agreement? Yes or no? Amit, no. Aprajita, no. Tilak, no. Ladley, no. Okay. If you are saying no, now answer this one. Can it leads to contract becomes void? Answer. Can it lead to contract becomes void? Okay. Now you are answering yes. Now my next third question is, if there is an agreement and that agreement has some issues, okay, like agreement like have issues like coercion. Now this will lead into void agreement or contract becomes void or something else. Voidable agreement, voidable contract. So I've given you four options. If there is an agreement and there is coercion involved in that, then that will lead to voidable agreement, void agreement, contract becomes void, or voidable contract. ये क्या कर दिया? Kirti, under section 19, it's voidable agreement or voidable contract? Think again. The question was not that difficult. काफी विकेट गिरे हैं इसमें तो. It was an easy question. The way I have asked is different. If there is an agreement and coercion has been involved, what is going to be the consequence? If there are two parties who have made an agreement and there is coercion involved in that, what is going to be the consequences? Voidable agreement, void agreement, contract becomes void, voidable contract. Okay, is there any concept of voidable agreement? चलो इतना ही बता दो आप. Voidable agreement or voidable contract. क्या होता है concept? Out of both, which one is correct? Voidable agreement or voidable contract? So the correct answer is it's voidable contract. This one is correct. There is no concept called voidable agreement. Now coming back to the question, if there is an agreement and there is coercion involved in that, that will also lead to voidable contract only. Okay? Clear? Okay, next question. Which one will prevail? Indian Contract Act or Registration Act? Out of both of them, which one will prevail? Indian Contract Act 1872 or Registration Act? Okay, where it is written, Amit? Give reasons as well of your answer. Some students are saying Registration Act, some students are saying Indian Contract Act. The correct answer is the Registration Act will prevail. Okay, you may go through with the saving clause. That is under section number 1. Okay? Registration Act is a special law. So let's take an example. Let me give you an example for this one so that you can remember this concept for the rest of your life. If suppose A and B, A wants to sell this house, B wants to pay the price. Now, can there be a contract? Answer is yes. Can this be an oral contract? Answer is yes. Credit to section number 9. Oral भी हो सकता है, contract भी हो सकता है. But now, coming to, this is as per to Contract Act, right? But when it comes to Registration Act, what registration says? That if you are buying any property whose value, which is immovable property, whose value is more than 100 rupees, it means registration is must This is as per to the Registration Act. Now, as per to the Contract Act, it may be oral only. But Registration Act is saying registration is must. If you are buying immovable property, now which will you listen? Registration Act will prevail over Indian Contract Act, or Contract Act will prevail over Registration Act? Then the answer is going to be Registration Act will prevail. Now why Registration Act will prevail? You may read section 1 as well of the saving clause. You may also read section number 10 as well, the second para. Okay. Now both of this will conclude that the Registration Act will prevail over the Indian Contract Act. I hope it's clear. If yes, quickly give me a thumbs up. Amit, answer to your question. See, if there is Mr. A and Mr. B, they both are having agreement. Okay? Now A has done coercion. Done. Over B. Done. Now rest all is fine. Rest section 10K, whatever essentials are, that has been fulfilled. Now coming to, if there is a coercion, okay, what is going to be the result? You, as per to, first, what is coercion? That is your section number 15. What is the result of coercion? That is section number 19. The just confusing concept was I use the word agreement. So this will not make any, this will not make any impact on that. So coercion is section 15. I'm just asking you what is the result of section 15? That is section 19, which is voidable contract. Done? Okay. Anything else before concluding the class? Anything else before concluding the ask? If you have any questions, you may ask. It's time as well. So I hope this class will help you in your preparation for your judiciary exams. Okay. Chaliye. On that note, students, this is the link of my profile, so make sure you follow that to get all the updates about my special classes and my plus courses. This is the link of my Telegram channel where you can connect with me and ask your questions in relation to your judicial preparation. This is my code Khatri10, which you can use to get 10% discount on all the Unacademy Plus courses, and also to get free access of all the special classes available on Unacademy app. Students, it's an important information. There is a price drop alert for judiciary aspirants in both the Plus and the Iconic courses for 24 months and for 12 months. This offer has already been started from November 25th. This is the judiciary test series for December. This is something in the detail, judiciary test series for December. There is something for everyone. Even for the special class students. Okay, there are major laws mock test, current affair test series for Plus and Iconic as well, as you can see in the detailed chart. This is the batch which I have already used in one of the questions. So invitation to offer. Okay, Sarthi 4.0. This is again a batch which has been recently started for Rajasthan State Judiciary batch. This is the result from Unacademy of Rajasthan Judicial Services exam. These are all the features of Unacademy Iconic. This is the YouTube and the Telegram channel of Unacademy. And that's it from my end, students. Aprajita, I have planned classes for paper 1. I have planned test series. I have planned classes for local laws. So these are my 3 plans. Okay. First, classes for paper 1 as well. Then a test series combining paper 1 and paper 2. And the third one is classes for local laws as well. Okay. You're welcome, Kirti. It's okay, Ladley. Chale, you all are welcome. Thank you very much. On that note, see you in my next class. Till then, yes, it's time to say peace.